As someone who's been Team iPhone for over the past decade, it's always nice to get a refresh of what's going on in other ecosystems. Last year around this time, we checked out the S20 Ultra from Samsung, which was my favorite Android device I've ever tested. Here we are a year later, and I have the S21 Ultra, and I wanted to give you guys my experience of using this phone daily over the past 2 months. Most of the issues that I had with the S20 Ultra have been fixed, bringing this guy into his final form. Now I know there's a ton of reviews from other people on YouTube, and there has been since the phone came out. This video is just me sharing my personal experience as a tech junkie with the S21 Ultra, using it daily for the past 2 months. Before we get started, if you don't mind, if you are new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe and do drop a quick like. That lets me know that you enjoy content like this. Typically my channel is focused on tech and gaming, so this falls right in line with that. Design, in my opinion, is the best I've ever seen from a smartphone. With my phone, I like the flat edges but hate it when they were curved. With the Samsung, I don't mind that as much. It's slightly curved, but I didn't experience accidental tapping and opening apps like I did before with my S20 Ultra. Another reason I haven't noticed the curve so much is probably because I'm mesmerized with its 6.8-inch dynamic AMOLED display. It's simply one of the best, if not the best, displays I've ever seen on a smartphone. It's super vibrant with rich colors and now sports 120Hz refresh rate with Quad HD resolution at the same time. One of the drawbacks for me with the S20 Ultra from last year was you had to pick and choose between the two, which was kind of a bummer. You don't have to worry about that anymore. Using the screen outside is a breeze as well, thanks to its peak brightness of 1500 nits, averaging over 800 and outperforming the 650 nits you get with the iPhone 12 Pro Max. The colors between both my iPhone and S21 Ultra were both super accurate, and I couldn't really tell the difference between the two. But having double the refresh rate for me just absolutely makes the S21 Ultra so much more relaxing, natural, and a better experience overall than the 60Hz I get with my iPhone 12 Pro. For me, there's no reason to turn this into a spec war between the two. Pricing is in line for both of them. I'd much rather spend the extra $100 on the S21 Ultra over the iPhone 12 Pro Max because I do feel like it offers a bit more in terms of features. But then you have Apple's ecosystem, iMessage, FaceTime. There's no real way for someone who loves tech to not appreciate what both phones have to offer. You do get the latest Snapdragon 888 for your CPU with 12 or 16 gigabytes of RAM, depending on how much internal storage you pick up, which is rather important since you no longer have a micro SD card slot. This phone just absolutely shredded everything I threw at it. Whether I was gaming, editing photos, or watching 4K videos, this phone hasn't flinched once. Now with the S21 Ultra, Samsung did go ahead and ditch that charging brick. For me personally, it's not really an issue. I know they're following in Apple's footsteps, but at the same time, for some people, it may make all the difference. It may have them second guessing their decision, especially at this price point. To be quite honest, for the general population, the S21 and S21 Plus is more than you'll ever need from a smartphone. I went with the Phantom Black model, which is so much better than that glossy finish I had with the S20 Ultra. It looks super clean and looks better than any of the other color options that they offer. The fingerprint sensor is also much improved. It's now almost 2 times larger than the sensor on the S20 Ultra, and in my opinion, makes all the difference. In all honesty, over the past 2 months, it may have asked me to press the sensor again only 2 or 3 times. The issue is almost non-existent with this model. And then getting into battery life, man, I tried my hardest to kill it in a day. It just wasn't letting up. It does have the same 5000 mAh battery you got with the S20 Ultra, which was more than enough, but now it's way more efficient. The phone is smart enough to pick up on usage with the refresh rate, dialing it down to 10 Hz when more isn't necessary to help you save on some juice. I absolutely hate the battery life that you get with the iPhone 12 Pro. It's disturbing to say the least. I always catch myself halfway throughout the day having to find a charger somewhere. With the S21 Ultra, you now also have pen support, which I rarely use but is optional for $70. The 5G and Wi-Fi 6 works amazing. I've noticed it does get much faster speeds than my iPhone while using the same T-Mobile carrier. You also have ultra wideband, letting you share files much easier with other devices that support that same technology. Aside from all these awesome specs, the most noticeable ones are from the camera. You have a 108 megapixel sensor that gives you 12-bit HDR photos and a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera. The space zoom is better than before. It feels a lot more stable than last year's S20 variant thanks to its zoom lock feature. You have two telephoto lenses with a 3x and 10x optical zoom. Comparing it to the iPhone 12 Pro, certain shots I caught on the S21 Ultra looked better, but both are amazing. Low light photos looked amazing as well, both looked natural and captured a ton of detail. Overall, you have a ton more in terms of features and options with the S21 Ultra. The 40 megapixel front-facing selfie camera, however, destroys the 12 megapixel selfie camera you get with the iPhone 12 Pro, both in color and detail. Hopefully Apple does step it up this year with their front-facing camera and zoom capabilities. You still get 8K video and 4K and 60 FPS, but my favorite new feature is their new director's view or vlogger mode that lets you use both the front-facing and rear-facing cameras at the same time when you're recording, while allowing you to switch between 3 different zoom options simultaneously. Now this is probably the easiest review I've ever done. Samsung's checked every box for me with this phone. All the minor annoyances I had from before with the S21 Ultra are now gone. You've turned this thing into an absolute beast, and I can't tell you how much I love it. Samsung, you guys have done a great job. You've now shaped this into the best Android phone in the market. If it wasn't for iMessage, FaceTime, and Android compression, I wouldn't even look at my iPhone anymore. Yep, I said it. But I'm curious, so let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you smash that like button for me and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next episode. Peace.